Welcome to E-learndriving.school, Emergency Stop, enabling you to have the correct insights, private practice and/or confirm the driving instructor's tuition. Introduction. Although about only a third of learner drivers will have to perform the emergency stop in their test, it is a good thing to practice, especially when you do not have dual controls, so a pupil will know how to stop in an emergency situation. Instruction. The examiner would say, "When we get moving, I would like you to get up to speed and up in your gears as soon as possible. When you see me looking around the car, please do not anticipate that I will say stop. I may see something which suggests the manoeuvre cannot be carried out. However, when I say stop with a hand signal, I would like you to come to a stop as soon as you can. Move off when you're ready. When you set off, don't forget to do your all-round observations, as it is the same as moving off at the side of the road. Always break everything down." When doing emergency stop, you do not look in your mirrors. As children or pedestrians have no protection, you would have to do an emergency stop for them. However, you would not do an emergency stop for an animal. You would look in your mirrors first to see if there was somebody right behind you, as human life is more important. If you slammed on your brakes, the person behind may not have seen the animal and will not have the same reactions. A quick response and a quick reaction is required for emergency stop and in all normal driving situations to be safe on the road. Take a firm grip on the steering wheel. This is so you are in full control and able to brace yourself a little when the force of the car comes into play. In an emergency stop, we do firm progressive braking, so you do not slam your foot on the brake, as this could cause you to be flung forward and injure yourself. The way I make it more understandable is, if you were standing in a circle with all your friends and in the middle you had a car sponge full of water. Then I asked you to stand on the sponge, but would like you to get all the water out as quickly as possible without wetting anyone. This is how firm progressive braking is. When you start braking, you will feel the force of the car coming to a stop. It will feel as if you're being forced forward, and the bonnet of your car will feel as if it's moving down. When the instructor or examiner says stop with a hand signal placed just to the left of the steering wheel so the pupil can see it, this is when you would carry out the emergency stop. Don't forget, the instructor or examiner will look around the car to make sure it's suitable to do the manoeuvre. The situation may have changed since the pupil set off. The emergency stop should take place in a very quiet road without parked cars, or at least not near them, and no pedestrians in the near vicinity. And try not to do it if it's too wet, as it is more likely that you will skid. When you do your emergency stop, firm progressive braking and then clutch. If you put your clutch down first, you will find that the car moves forward a little quicker and you will not be in full control of the car. Always brake first and then clutch down. As it happens so quickly, you may feel as if it's gone down together, but remember, brake first, then clutch. Once you have come to a complete stop, keep your feet still until you have secured the car with the handbrake, put the car into neutral, then you can rest your feet. The examiner or instructor will then ask you to move off when you're ready. Put the car into gear, make sure you do your 6-point check. Over your left shoulder, left wing mirror, centre mirror, out to the front, right wing mirror, and as you do your right blind spot check, put your hand on the handbrake ready to release it if it is safe to do so. The reason you do your 6-point check is that you do not look in your mirrors before you do the emergency stop, so you need to look and see if it's safe all around your car. The examiner will then say, "I will not be asking you to do this manoeuvre again." However, with your instructor, you may have to practice some more because you did it too slowly or too quickly, or your reaction was not fast enough. A lot of people think that causing of skidding are mainly because of ice and snow. However, most skidding is the fault of the driver. Steering too quickly, setting off too quickly, braking too quickly with steering, tyre pressure incorrect, etc. If you go into a skid, take your feet off the pedals and steer into the skid. For example, if your back end goes out to the right, you should steer to the right. Not so much that the car then overcompensates and back end goes to the left, where you would have to steer to the left, gently and not too much steering to get the car back into control. ABS is built into modern cars, which stops the wheels from locking. You may feel the brake vibrate under your foot. Do not take your foot off the brake. If you're in an old car, you may have to do what they call shutter braking. If you feel the wheels lock up, you would then need to take your foot on and off the brake as quickly as possible to enable braking and avoid skidding. Thank you for watching. Please watch the demonstration on the emergency stop. and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.